we have now done 6 tournaments of the 11 we have to do here in Tokyo. And now we are going to do some more bonus racing. And basically, because I want to try and see if I can give this thing some redemption, that's basically what I'm going to do. I'm also going to try and see if there's anything cool for me to put on the Pontiac. You know what? Yeah, I'll go with that one. And as for the rear bumper, because why not? You know what? That actually doesn't look too bad. I'll go with that one. And now for the side skirts. I'd assume it's just air holders, probably. Yeah, I'll go with number 7. And now we get to move on to the hood and air scoops. And we can put on a carbon fibre hood. However, I am going to put on a hot rod scoop. And I will go with... yeah, let's do number 2. As for the material, so it doesn't look too showboaty, I will put on carbon fibre. And now we move on to the spoiler. And I will go with... Actually, on second thoughts, I might just keep the spoiler the same, because I don't really need to change it all that much. You know what, I'll keep the spoiler the same, doesn't really need to change. And now for the wheelie bars, because I can convert this thing into a dragster. Because why not? Sure, that'll work. And we can also fit mud flaps. Yeah, first ones. And now for the louvers. Yeah, why not? And exhaust tips. Well, since it is Detroit, and I might as well give Vince about as much credit as I can give him, this is now my hot rod style Pontiac GTO. A car that I think is ready to race. And I will keep everything else the same, because this car now looks cool. Cool enough to be a hot rod. So let's now go and race our hot rod. In 3 more with the Pontiac, and then after that I will do another 2 with the Scully.
That is classic, Yankee.
So here it is. Pontiac GTO, baby. Now, well and truly, a thoroughbred dragster. Because that's precisely what I figured I would do with this thing. I'll probably get another photo shot of it. And our first race is a circuit race at the East Garden Circuit. And we're up against some Mercedes SL55 AMGs. And it is a full field of Mercedes SL55s for my Pontiac GTO. I also figured I might as well give this thing some redemption because, well, the way the tournament I did with this thing ended, it did not go down very well. And already I have been thwarted by the superior handling of the luxury sedans. But that doesn't mean to say this car cannot come back from that deficit. And, yep. And using raw whilst I'm basically sliding my way through the corner. And so far so good. As raw is keeping me in contention at the front of the pack. And getting a little bit of a bump there. Someone attempting to pull a bump and run on me, but it's not going to work. As I do have all 5 of my raw shots in case if someone does decide to boot me out of the way. I will be ready to counterattack, because that is what I do. I prepare myself for the counterattacks. I'm also pretty sure I will have to make sure that I keep a hold of the Pontiac, because I actually quite like this thing. And well, because obviously it's a custom-made hot rod, so I kind of want to keep a hold of it, if you know what I'm talking about. And hopefully you do. But anyway. So, 2 checkpoints to go. And now, through the final corner we had, at well over 200 miles an hour, and I beat AOI to the line, as he has got Satan's number, with a 236.66. I, however, set a 234.67. So, AOI finished in second, Akira in third, Nick in fourth, Haruna finished in fifth, and it was Miho who finished in sixth and last.
What'd I tell you? You was racing a young punk.
Cool. You know what? I'm gonna get my replay now. Because I want to. Also, because obviously this is a hot rod now. And I figured, why not? I figured it was at least necessary for me to give this thing the distinctive hot rod look it has now. And also because you cannot ignore that distinctive hot rod air blower, which I fitted. And this I can definitely say is one fast-ass motor. I might just get a photo of this thing from the side or something, or a clickbait shot, I should say, from the side. Because that's more or less where you can see the intricate details of what I did to this thing. It's also because, well, I want to. Anyway, there we go. The Pontiac GTO rides again. Oh yes. Yeah, I probably will get a side shot of this thing because I think that's where you'll be able to see the intricate details, as I said before. Okay, I think that's gonna do it now. I think that's pretty much everything from what I can see. So that's our first race down in this part, for which I am doing, I think, races 31 to 35. And I am now 80% complete with the game overall. Or with the Tokyo Challenge, I should say. I'm still getting back into this because I got back from a 10-day holiday. Anyway. Actually, I should also mention that I also just remembered I've actually driven one muscle car from 5 different decades. The 50s, the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, and the 90s. Although 4 out of 5 of the cars I've driven have been, well, Chevrolets. And this is the only non-Chevrolet muscle car that I have driven in this game so far. This is going to be interesting. I really don't know what the best way to take is at this stage. Seems like both times I tried it my way, I just fell apart. And I really don't know what it's going to take for me to not fall apart. That's kind of the impossible situation I currently find myself in. Unless someone has a guide on how to not be terrible at unordered races. Which, in all honesty, coming from me is quite wishful thinking, but we'll see how we do. Maybe seeing if I can actually redeem myself this time. And I do. Quite surprisingly, I do redeem myself this time. Over Ayano, Yuri, Koji, and Jess.
That is classic, Yankee.
Well, got there eventually. In spite of my ineptitude. But nonetheless, I did win.
Oh, hey, yeah, what's going on? All cool here, yeah, all cool, friend. I hear a lot of talk about you, friend. They say you've beaten pretty much everyone there is. You bring pride to the Speedway name. Unlike you, Toshi. Anyway, yeah, you opened up all the tournaments. Go on, friend, make me proud. You've opened up everything there was by finishing all the Tokyo races. You can still race for money and sharpen your skills with city races. They work just like the city races in the States. Yeah, cool, man. See you later.
I was not expecting that. That actually surprises me. Knowing that I have now unlocked the Imperial Palace tournament. Which, by the way, is the final tournament.
I got word of a tournament taking place. You might want to check it out. The kind of thing you'll enjoy for sure. Make sure you show up in the right vehicle, or they won't let you drive, okay? Cool.
Alrighty. So, I guess what that means is the Tokyo races no longer count towards progress. as we have now unlocked our final tournament. So we have just 5 tournaments to go, with the Chopper of America tournament, the Original Riders tournament, the Big Players tournament, the By Invitation Only tournament, and the Imperial Palace tournament, which will also be our last tournament. So, I think that's now, 32 races we've done up to this point. So, I think I'm going to give myself a break before getting back to this. So, I will be back soon, and where I will be switching cars. Well, switching vehicles. Again. I'll be back in a bit. Alrighty. I think now that I have quote unquote filled out my 5 race obligation with my Pontiac, I think now is a good time for me to head back to my garage, even though I am driving this car without power steering. But nonetheless, I am driving this car back to my garage, and now we shall continue with what should be our next 3 races that we shall do. So switching back, so I'm going to switch over now to my Hot Match Scully, because this is the vehicle that I won previously. And you know what, I'm not going to make any changes to this thing customization wise yet. I just want to get the upgrades fitted and probably just fit a neon, because that's probably the only thing I really need to do here. And that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to fit a neon, pick one at random, sure, why not, and let's go out and race, because I really want to get this out of the way. And I'm not going to customize my rider either, because, well, I just want to get some practice with this thing.
That chopper's, the bomb, friend.
Even though I don't exactly have to do this anymore, but either way, I do this to get used to the vehicles which I drive or ride, and I think it's fair to say this is one of those cases again. As we will begin with Stage Race 2, the one that I will begin with using my Hot Match Scully. Also because, well, I want to give this thing a little bit of credit. And we have got some Jambalas and some Lamborghinis in this race. Let's see how we do. Hopefully the traffic will not completely kick my ass. I will not stop until I win this fucking shit. I will not be called a fucking loser after that. I will fucking win this race with my bare hands if I have to. I will not stop until I win. I will make damn sure I win, if that's what it takes for me to be successful. Okay, made it this time. Wasn't easy, but I got there eventually.
See? I tell you, no problem.
So says the same Tomoya who basically called me a big loser before. Well, guess that just goes to show how much you can redeem yourself if you win. But whatever. Moving on. I figured I might as well switch over to the Scully because I do need to somewhat get used to riding the chopper again. Let's do the Shibuya tour next. Now these Tokyo races have now become optional races because we have unlocked all the tournaments. And hopefully we will be all good at some point. But anyway, here we go. Time now for Shibuya Tour. And then once we are done with this, we should have just one race to go. As this time, we are in a race exclusively with bikes. I'm also pretty sure Phil has a mustache, because that's just what I saw there. Anyway. On now with Shibuya Tour. And yep, I knew that was gonna happen. Why did I figure someone was gonna try and chop block me? And I completely overshoot the entry point. Honestly, riding custom choppers in this game, it does take a bit of getting used to. But at least I can say the field is close together. Which means I now retake the lead, in spite of me being held up for the best part of about probably 10 seconds by that one corner I missed. But anyway, here we go. Nope. Don't want to miss that corner. Okay. We are doing well at the moment. I have no zones left, unfortunately. Okay, and... okay. Can I stay on top this time? It'd be really nice if I could stay on top. And yes, I can. In spite of me missing the shortcut, I do manage to pull it off again. Over Naoki, Edub, Andreas, and Baby T.
That's my friend. Hi.
Yeah! Not bad. One race to go now. And then once we are done with that, I can pretty much call it a day. And head back to my garage. As I am in the wall. Anyway. One race to go. Here in this part of the segment. And we are going to be doing... Wharf. So let's wharf our way into the last optional race I do for this episode. And this time we have got Cadillacs in the field here. We'll see how we go. As we start up on the highway. Come on. Nope, nope, okay. It's alright, it's fine, we're still on the road. Can I please not get my balls crushed this time? It would be really nice if I could avoid getting my balls crushed this time. If that is possible in any way. I would really like it if my balls didn't. I would really like it if my balls didn't wind up getting crushed this time. I'm also pretty sure I'm gonna need some more water after this because I am all out. And also because my skill issues are really starting to creep in. Which really doesn't help me. I should have taken that jump. I basically took the safe way out. But no matter, because I do have my old friend Zone to provide me with the possibility of staying in contention. And basically bolstering my odds. More or less. But anyway. We're well past the halfway point now, so can I manage to get it done this time, hopefully? Be really nice if I could. And yes, I do. Thank God. That was pretty hard. Okay, moving on. I'm pretty much done now. Let's just move on.
That's my friend. Hi.
There were 6 of us, but I chose not to wait for the last placed guy because I'm pretty wore out now. I just want to get through one more race and then we'll be done. I can pretty much call it a day after that. Okay, so my nearest one is there. You know what? Because that's basically a sprint race, I'm just gonna do myself a favour and get straight on with that. Because it's the closest one to me. From what I can see. Alright, let's go. One race to go. And it takes place here with Ginza Dash. And then I can pretty much call it a day after that, because I'm pretty wore out now. Let's just hurry up and get this over with. This isn't the time of me recording this, because I have been at this now for a while. I did have breaks in between, but nonetheless, I'm here to make sure that I get more of my things done. Yeah, I'm just gonna pretend my previous attempt never happened. It was pretty piss poor, in all honesty. And I am still wrecking myself, which is one thing I cannot seem to avoid doing at the moment. Guess it must be because I'm trying to do this while my head is blacked out. But anyway. Trying not to repent myself to the ungrateful sins of my mistakes. But anyway. I literally won that race while doing a wheelie. How that happened, I will likely never know. Anyway, I beat Hannah to the line by 0.08 of a second. Then it was Tetsuya who finished in 3rd, and Yoko finished in 4th.
Don't be getting all arrogant on me now. I hate arrogance.
Moya, any arrogance I used to have is pretty much gone at this point. Because I'm pretty wore out, tired, and my head is just telling me to call it a day now. So, altogether, we made some pretty good progress. Because we've moved up from 62% to 82%. And what that basically means now is the rest of these we have to do. They are mainly just tournaments, progression-wise. I will have to do a few more races before the end, but I figure right now we're doing okay. And I think this is where I'm gonna call it for today, since I have now done another 5 races. And next up, we will be doing the Chopper of America tournament, as we have just 5 tournaments to go now. So, next time, on Midnight Club 3, Chopper of America tournament.